I just moved into my dream apartment at 19 years old, and it is so fucking crazy to me because less than a year ago, I was in one of the most ghetto areas of California. I almost got robbed twice. I watched someone break into someone else's truck right outside of my apartment. And you know, before that, I was living with my parents, and we lost everything. We lost our entire hometown. I lost my truck. My dad lost his truck. My dad lost both of his properties. We lost everything. Everything was gone. And it's so fucking crazy to me because I've had this view that you see here on my vision board for the past year and a half, right? And that just shows you how powerful subconscious reprogramming is. And I'll be honest, like most of the things on my vision board before, you know, I did not believe that I deserved something like this. You know, I believed that I was 18, I was supposed to live in a shitty apartment, I was just supposed to deal with it. That's what I deserved. With the amount of impact that I was creating, that apartment is what I deserved. And for those of you guys who don't know, you know, I moved out when I was 18. Now I moved into this beautiful apartment in Southern California, living with my girlfriend, and life is tremendous. Life is amazing. But the point I'm trying to make here is that I truly did not believe that I deserved something like this. Like, I did not believe that I deserved this whatsoever. For the first couple months I had this on my vision board, I was like, okay, it's just like something to look at. Where I totally did not believe that I deserved something like this. And then after those few months of, you know, not believing that I deserved something like this, I did a very, very deep dive and you know, pulled out all the trauma that I went through in the past with, for those of you guys who know me, you know, went through a lot of bullshit in the past, but I pulled out that traumatized version, I pinpointed it, I targeted it, I found who this traumatized version of myself was and why did that person make me feel like I didn't deserve something like this. And you know, this isn't the top, like no means, this is not to brag whatsoever, this is not the top, this is just, you know, an upgrade from my last apartment. But I had to find that traumatized version of myself. I had to find exactly what he looked like and what he went through, and finding that version and bringing him up to the trajectory that I now have created for my current life, of, you know, the dreams and the aspirations and whatever reality I dream to create. I had to bring that traumatized version and align him with my new trajectory on life. And once I did that, up until I did that, actually, like I said, I didn't believe I deserved any of this whatsoever. So bringing that person up to the trajectory that I had created for my new life was easily one of the biggest key components of now actually believing that I could do something like this. And belief is strong, right? Belief is very, very strong. But you know, if you guys do know me, you guys have heard me say it a million times, belief versus knowingness, right? Belief leaves room for doubt. Okay, having a firm rooted knowingness in something leaves no room for doubt whatsoever. You have no room for doubt. If you know something is going to work for a fact, there's no room for pendulums, limiting beliefs, doubts, or anything like that to come in and take your energy, essentially. So really working on, you know, reprogramming my very, very indoctrinated subconscious, you know, with the systemic beliefs that I've been programmed with since birth, reprogramming that was very difficult, but at the same time easy once I got the hang of it. Okay, so it was difficult to find the information in terms of how to do it, and reading countless books and just constant education into my own mind, self-education was the hard part. But once I learned the steps to systematically reprogram my subconscious to where I can then cement this new version of myself who has this apartment as a standard into my subconscious mind, that was the easy part. Okay, once I had the steps laid out, obviously if you guys know how to do something and the steps are laid out, it's very easy, but figuring out how to do that in the first place is the hard part. But that's what I want to go over with you guys today and show you guys, you know, how powerful subconscious reprogramming is for one, and how powerful alignment is. Alignment was everything, and aligning with all three sectors of reality, you know, the material, the spiritual, and the mental. You can't just grind your mental and meditate all day and, you know, journal for 20 hours a day and just keep telling yourself affirmations and solely do that. You can't just physically just do the work all day, work 16 hours a day and, you know, make sure you're just locked in. You also can't just be some spiritual guy sitting back and fucking meditating all day and trying to manifest your entire, you know, your dream SVJ to come to your house. Like, that's just, people who believe that they can just do one of those three don't understand the true quantum mechanic of how this reality works and how this dual-sided mirror really works. And once I figured out how to get all three of those into alignment and align myself with what I call the 10.0 entrepreneur, the absolute best version of myself, this apartment, the car that I drive, you know, the possessions that I have, which I could care less about, became a standard. Okay, and the money that I make now became a standard because of the impact that I'm able to create on others around me. Just creating such a large impact on, you know, family members, like I said, and, you know, just general people I come across, fellow travelers, right? Created and generated me a much larger income, because I preach this a lot. Your income is just a byproduct of how much impact you can create on others and how aligned you are in, one, all three sectors of reality, and two, the absolute best version of yourself, so that you can create that version as a standard. And I want to elaborate a bit more on what I mean by that, so that this can be a reality for a lot of you guys. And, you know, if you told me a year ago that I would be here, I would 100% laugh in your face. Like, everyone says it, but like, truly, I would probably bitch slap you. I'm like, what are you talking about? Honestly. But yeah, I want to elaborate a bit more, so I'm gonna bring the camera over here and show you guys on this whiteboard what I mean by genuine alignment. Okay, so I'll keep it short and sweet for you guys, but if you don't understand what alignment means, for one, because I'm not going to explain that here, but if you don't completely understand what it means, feel free to hit me up on Instagram at Noah Okazaki. Just ask me any questions. I post content on there every single day, giving away way too much value. And you know, if you're a young entrepreneur yourself, and you know, maybe you're stuck hitting a revenue ceiling, because those are the people that I help, feel free to book in a call below. Okay, I'm here to help. Anyway, so when you can create a target, right? And this is exactly what I did, right? Creating a target. Okay, so that target for me was the version who was doing 50K a month. Okay, the version of myself who can make 50K a month consistently through whatever business model I was doing. When I created this target, I was running an agency. I was running a lead gen agency, and I actually scaled that to 6 figures at the age of 18. Started it when I was 17. And I wouldn't have been able to scale that to where it was if I didn't create this and if I didn't do this, okay? And you know, I bought KPI tracking funnels, I bought funnel programs, and none of them have helped me as much as this alignment, right? All of those help, sure, they all help, okay? But in the short term, you will see the result. In the long term, it will all just come crashing back down. Okay, so number one, you need to create this target. Okay, this is a target. Let me try and draw a target here, okay? Boom, arrow. Okay, that's a target. You need to create a target. And right now, you need to pinpoint the frequency that you are on right now, okay? Nothing can exist in this material reality if it doesn't exist first on a vibrational frequency. Okay, so this is what that does. That creates the vibrational frequency, that whatever lifeline, whatever dream life that you want to attune yourself to, this creates it. Okay, so you need to know exactly what the version of yourself looks like on this frequency. And what I call it is the 10.0 entrepreneur. Okay, the 10.0 entrepreneur. Okay, so you need to create what that version looks like. Then, like I said, you need to pinpoint exactly where you are. Okay, so maybe you're doing 5K a month. Maybe you're doing, let's say, 10K a month. Okay, and you just can't seem to scale out of this, you know, rut. Okay, so what I did, right, and I was here, and the only reason I was able to move into this apartment that I literally had pinned up on my vision board for over a year and a half was because I did this. Okay, so please trust me on this and first create the 10.0 entrepreneur that is in your mind, but make it very, very vivid. Know exactly what he looks like, what are his appearances, what are his characteristics, his actions, forbidden actions, values, etc. Right? You need to know exactly what he looks like. And it might sound like some raw bullshit to you guys, but it is the alignment within all three sectors of reality outside of this, you know, third dimensional reality that we live in to create the vibrational frequency so that you can begin to align yourself to it. Okay, so what do I mean by systematically aligning? Okay, so what I mean is you have a subconscious and you have a conscious mind. Okay, your conscious mind constitutes for about 5% of your daily actions, and your subconscious mind is the root of 95% of all of your actions and behaviors. Okay, so what I did was, once I created the version that I wanted to become, the target that I was aiming to hit, I systematically planted this version into my subconscious mind. Okay, this is my brain here, okay? Conscious, subconscious. Systematically planning this subconscious, or systematically planning this 10.0 version, this new self-image that I've created into my subconscious mind for it to become the root of every single action and behavior was a massive needle mover. Massive. Okay? Another thing that comes with this that you really need to get into your mind is that you need to create new standards. Okay, so let me show you guys what I mean by that. So when I say you need to create new standards, we all have hygiene standards, okay? And you've heard me talk about this before. We all have hygiene standards. You know, if maybe you don't cut your nails for 3 weeks, they get overgrown and your girl starts bitching at you because you have too long nails, okay? You know, maybe you don't brush your teeth for 3 days and you feel absolutely disgusting, because that is disgusting, brush your teeth. But we all have hygiene standards, the point I'm trying to make. We have hygiene standards. So you need to create a monetary standard, okay? Because all the people I help, all the coaches and agency owners that I help are all business owners, okay? And most of my audience here is all business owners, and all we're trying to do is, let me let my dog here real quick. Come on. All we're trying to do here is create so much impact that an extraordinary amount of income is our byproduct. Okay, so we're gonna talk monetarily here. So we have hygiene standards. Right now, let's say your standard is at 5K a month, okay? Meaning, if you're doing 5K a month, you're fairly comfortable. You know, you can pay rent, you can buy the foods that you wanna eat, and you can take your girl out once a month, maybe. You're okay with this. This is your standard. Okay, if you stoop below 5K a month, let's say, you know, you hit 3K a month, you get this fire under your ass that makes you work harder than ever, to where eventually you will scale past 5K a month and hit a new revenue ceiling, a new target, a new revenue achievement. Let's say it's 10K a month. Okay, that's horrible. You guys get what I'm doing here. Okay, 10K a month. If you don't create a new standard at 10K a month, you will stoop back to 5K a month. I've seen it time and time again, and it's happened to me time and time again. Okay, so you need to create, what I mean by 10.0 standards is you need to create a new standard at 10K a month, or even better, create a much larger standard at 20K a month, which is exactly what I did. Okay, I knew that if 20K was my standard and I could cement this new 10.0 standard into my subconscious mind, I will not stoop below 20K a month. Okay, and I had that firmly cemented into my mind. This takes a minute. That's why I have actual play-by-plays, because it took me fucking forever to figure this out, but giving it to you guys for free. So create the new standard every time you hit a new revenue achievement, or even better, create one prior to anything. Okay, like literally once I stopped caring about money, started internally, you know, cementing this new version into my subconscious mind and aligning all 3 sectors of this reality, and creating 10.0 standards, that's when the most amount of money I've ever made in my entire life came my way. So when you create a new standard, what that does is just doesn't allow you to stoop below it. So you get to 20K a month and you're like, finally I made my standard. Finally I hit my standard. Okay, but this doesn't allow you to stoop below it. And one big thing is, a lot of my clients think that, not a lot of them, but some of them think that they can just tell themselves that their new standard is 20K a month. And I'm not gonna make any less than 20K a month. It's not how it works whatsoever. You need to systematically reprogram your subconscious, create the absolute best version of yourself, align all 3 sectors of reality, and cement that ideal version of yourself into your mind while creating new standards. Okay, so what this does is it shows you right here, if your standard was still at 5K a month, maybe you do 20K in a month, some Black Friday magic deal, you will stoop all the way back down to 5K a month. Okay, and maybe your standard is, you know, a $2,000 apartment, okay, let's say. You will stoop to that standard, right? So now that I've moved into an apartment where I'm paying half of 5 figures a month, I know for a fact that my standard is set so high, if I make any less, I can't survive. I can't survive where I'm at now, right? So that helped me so much in terms of aligning myself with the reality that I wanted to live. And I've been so grateful ever since I learned about this, and I'm so grateful now that I can teach people this because of how passionate I am about it. Because look, literally like a year and a half ago, you can't tell me that I'd be living here. Like, it's not possible. Like, I'm just saying, like, it's just, I would not believe you whatsoever. And it's truly powerful, how much power this holds, how much power what I call, you know, the 10.0 entrepreneur holds. Okay, so that's enough of this. I really just wanted to get you guys to understand that, you know, subconscious reprogramming is everything. If your subconscious isn't programmed to the ideal self-image and you're not aligned with the absolute best version of yourself. Chances of you moving into that dream apartment, the chances of you buying that dream car, and the chances of you making the money that you want to make are slim to none. Okay, and I really, really hope you guys understand this. Hopefully this video helped. You know, I'm not here to give you guys inspiration or motivation whatsoever. I'm just here to help. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, hit me up on Instagram at Noah Okazaki. And if you guys want to speak to me one-on-one, maybe you're an entrepreneur hitting a revenue ceiling of 10 to 15K a month. Like I said, I've been there. I know exactly how to get you out of there and scale to 30 to 40K a month very, very quickly with what I call the 10-point entrepreneur method. It absolutely works wonders. You can go to my Instagram, look at the results. They're just fucking crazy. They're crazy. Okay, so yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this helped, and I'll see you guys in the next one.